Hey, this is C&D Channel. I'm Chris. This is MMA for you. I'm going to be doing my predictions for Bellator 102, Godbeer versus Kongo, which happens on October 4th. Overall, the card is actually pretty good if you're looking at new prospects. Actually, the main event's not that great. Johnson versus Vinicius Spartan could be a lot of fun. I like the middleweight tournament in the sense that you're just getting so many new faces. It's always nice to see middleweight prospects in Bellator. I mean, yeah, seeing like Brett Cooper all the time and like some of the same guys, Brian Rogers all the time in these like middleweight tournaments. You know, it's nice to get some new blood. The other cards just alright. I mean, you got Thiago Monster Santos, Poppies Martinez is fighting, a couple undefeated guys like Kane Carrizosa is fighting, but otherwise not that great there. Overall, I guess it's just more okay than anything else. It needs a stronger main event. Some of the other fights could be fun. Interesting prospects on the main card. So let's get started. So we got Mark the Hand of Godbeer versus Cheick Kongo. Well, Godbeer, besides having the cool name, has actually never been past the second round. He has 6 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub, and an 8-1 record. And his 1 loss is by KO TKO. He's 29 years old. He's never been to decision, never been past the second round. Cheick Kongo, UFC veteran, you know, good kickboxer. His clinch is improving. His offensive wrestling is improving. He's not great on the ground. His chin is, in my opinion, deteriorating. You know, 3 of his 8 losses are by KO TKO, and he's 38. Chins don't get better. He's been cracked by Mark Hunt, Roy Nelson, Pat Barry almost stopped him. He's been floored by Frank Mir. So yeah, his chin isn't the best at this time. If you ever watch like Cheick Kongo's fight with like Sean Jordan or even Matt Mitrione, Kongo's style has definitely been a lot more conservative, a lot more clinch work against a cage. He's going to try and take you down, try and work more ground and pound. And also he's might get you a cup check as well, you know. The guy does a lot of knees to the you know what. Quite honestly though, I think Godbeer is one of those guys that he's one of those heavyweights that makes a Cheick Kongo look good. I'm going to go Cheick Kongo to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Lavar Big Johnson fights Vinicius Spartan Queiroz. This is a fun fight. Vinicius 6-3 record, 5 wins by KO TKO, 1 win by sub. He's actually only went to decision once in his career. He is a finisher. 30 years old, training out of Team Nogueira. Good kickboxer, you know. He actually showed a pretty cool armbar against, I forgot who the opponent was at this time. But, yeah, he got a nice armbar finish on him as well. Lavar Johnson, 17-7 record, 15 wins by KO TKO. He does have 1 sub win and 1 submission by strikes. 5 of his 7 losses are by submission. He's 36 years old on a 2-fight losing streak. He's only went to decision once in his career, and that's against Brennan Ward. He is a finisher, a UFC veteran, with heavy hands, 1-punch KO power, a good jab actually, really weak on the ground, and he has weak cardio. If this fight stays standing, which it could be, Vinicius Spartan, you know, mainly, from what I've seen, he's likes to stand with his opponent a lot of times. And Lavar Johnson just hits really hard. I see the fight standing, and because of that, I gotta go with Lavar Johnson to win this one. If Vinicius decides to take the fight to the ground, I see Vinicius winning the fight. Okay, next fight after that, Anthony Leone fights Rafael Morcego Silva. Excuse me. And this is the Summer Series Bantamweight Tournament Final. So the winner of this fight gets to fight Eduardo Dudu Dantes. Good prospects here. Anthony Leone actually has a big win over Zach Makovsky. Just beat Frank Baca in his last fight. 13-5 wins, or 13-5 record. 6 wins by sub, 7 wins by decision. He also has 2 losses by sub. 26 years old, 4-fight win streak. Training out of Team Bomb Squad. He's a good wrestler. He's got some good top control. Some solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. But Rafael Morcego Silva, 20-3 record, 8 wins by KO/TKO, 9 wins by sub. He's 28 years old, on a 12-fight win streak. Training out of Reno Bacal. I was really impressed when he beat Ratino, actually, Showed some good wrestling in that fight, really good top control. There's a lot of flashy kicks, too. He'll go for a lot of spinning kicks and whatnot. Tough one for me to call, 2 pretty good prospects here. I'll go with the Brazilian, though, Rafael Morcego Silva. I liked what I saw with his wrestling against Ratino. His good top control. But yeah, I'll go with Silva to win that one. Okay, next fight after that, Jason Butcher fights Mikkel Parlo. Mikkel Parlo is coming off that big win over Brian Rogers. 10-1 record, 7 wins by KO/TKO, 1 win by sub. Only 23 years old. He's kind of small for 185. Heavy-handed guy. Good kickboxer. He's training out of Extreme Couture. Jason Butcher, undefeated, 7-0. 2 wins by KO/TKO, 5 wins by sub. He's 28 years old, training out of Team Gurgel. He is a finisher. He's never been past the second round. He showed some improved stand-up against the Arm Collector, if I'm not mistaken. That's who he beat last. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills are actually pretty solid as well. 5 of his 7 wins are by sub. Stand-up is improving. I like what I see from Butcher. Mikkel Parlo, though, he could keep potentially. He has a low center of gravity. He's kind of tough to take down. He's pretty heavy-handed, good kickboxer. But Jason Butcher, just kind of more of a solid all-around fighter. I think if the stand-up doesn't work for him, he could potentially take the fight to the ground and do work with more grappling. So I'll go with Jason Butcher to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Brennan Ward fights Joe Pacheco. I believe Ward was actually supposed to fight Perry Filkins. From what I read, though, I believe even the Bellator.com site has Pacheco fighting Ward. I think Filkins is probably out due to some injury or something. Interesting fight, though. Brennan Ward, 7-1 record, 5 wins by KO/TKO, 1 win by sub. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He's a good boxer. Against Justin Torrey, he didn't seem that great off his back, though. And Joe Pacheco, 6-0 undefeated record, 1 win by KO, and that was on the ground. He just, it was a ground and pound with like punches and elbows. 4 wins by sub, 20 years old. Stylistically, I gotta go with Pacheco here, Good wrestler, good ground and pound, solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Brennan Ward, his one loss was by an armbar. Like I said, he got mounted by Justin Torrey in his last fight. And Joe Pacheco, he's one of those guys that'll bully you up against a cage, get that takedown, work ground and pound. Pretty good guard passer as well. I think stylistically, I gotta go with Joe Pacheco to win this one. Okay, on to the prelims. Cheick Kongo fights Juan Quesada. Well, Quesada has a 2-1 record with 1 TKO, 1 sub. He also has 1 loss by sub, so he has no decisions. He's never been past the second round. With Kane, 4-0, undefeated record. 1 win by TKO, 1 win by sub. I'll go with the undefeated guy here, Cheick Kongo, to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Johnny Carson fights Brian Travers. Travers fought on Fight Master. He was known as that guy who out-cardioed you. He was a good wrestler, always on you. Johnny Carson, 11-6 record. 2 wins by KO TKO, 6 wins by sub. All 6 of his losses are by submission. He trains out of the Scrap Pack. With Travers, 14-3 record, 2 wins by KO TKO, 5 wins by sub. He also has 2 losses by sub. I gotta go with Brian Travers to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Papis Martinez fights Brandon Gertz. Gertz has an 8-3 record with 5 wins by sub, 3 wins by decision. 28 years old. Papis Martinez has a lot of experience, a lot more experience than Gertz. 27-8 record. I mean, that guy has as many losses as Gertz has as wins. 27-8 record, 1-1 no contest. 8 wins by KO TKO, 16 wins by sub. He also has 2 losses by KO TKO and 6 losses by sub. He's on an 8-fight win streak. When he ever loses, it's always by finish. I'll go for the more experienced Papis Martinez to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Javi Ayala fights Thiago Big Monster Santos. Ayala has a 5-3 record, 1 win by TKO, 3 wins by sub. He also has 2 losses by KO TKO, and he's only won 1 of his last 4 fights. Thiago Big Monster Santos, one of his biggest enemies is the scale. He has had problems making weight. Otherwise, he has an 11-2 record with 1 no contest, 2 wins by KO TKO, 5 wins by sub. 26 years old, trains out of Team Nogueira. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, heavy-handed, very weak cardio. You know, if Santos could round out his game, if he can get better cardio, I used to see him as a pretty good prospect, and then his cardio was just absolutely, really bad. His jiu-jitsu is actually solid, and he does hit pretty hard. Excuse me. Actually doing this as I woke up, pretty much. Despite all that, I think he beats Javi Ayala. So I'll go with Thiago Big Monster Santos to win this one. The next fight after that, Scott Cleave fights Isaac De Jesus. De Jesus, 10-5 record with 1 draw, 1 no contest. 2 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub. He also has 2 losses by KO TKO and 3 losses by sub. So all his losses are by finish. He's only won 2 of his last 8 fights. Scott Cleave, 13-3 record, 8 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Gotta go with the guy with the win streak, Scott Cleave, for the win here. And finally, we got heavyweights, Brandon Cash versus William Ritchie. This one's actually kind of tough for me to say. Brandon Cash, he's fought guys like Shane Del Rosario. He's on Strikeforce and whatnot. 7-3 record, 5 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub. 1 win, 1 submission by strikes. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He's a finisher. I remember him as that guy who got almost plotted by Shane Del Rosario in Strikeforce. But William Ritchie, 10-1 record, 4 wins by KO TKO, 3 wins by sub, 6-fight win streak. Tough for me to call, to be honest. It's heavyweights too. I'll go with the guy with the longer win streak. I'll go with William Ritchie to win this one. So that's pretty much it for my predictions for Bellator 102. If you have any comments, just leave them below. That's it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.